Welcome back to Live. We were celebrating the outdoors at the Strasburg Rail Road. Of course, the railroad just took off on us, and the weather has been cooperating with us today. Joining me right now is Robert Emerson. Robert is the director of the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania here in Strasburg. Robert, thanks for joining us this morning, big guy.
Pleasure.
Also joining us, as you can see on the side, is Thomas Groff. Excuse me. You're the owner of the Choo Choo Barn, which is right here in Strasburg too, right?
Right.
Okay. Robert, we'll start with you real quick. The museum, the Pennsylvania Museum. Exactly what is it? Because a lot of people don't know it's here. A lot of people don't even know, what all entails.
It's the Commonwealth's official museum of railroad history. It was established back in the 1960s, opened to the public in 1975, and really attracts about 150,000 visitors a year.
A lot of people come through here.
Right.
I know a couple of days ago you had a special treat. Governor Casey came by. What was that like?
Well, Governor Casey came to release $2.3 million to double the size of the museum. And that will allow us to bring locomotives and rail cars inside to house them so they no longer deteriorate in the weather. Also enable us to improve the exhibits of the museum and better tell the story of railroading in the state.
Now you're saying there, the allocation of the money is going to add on to the museum itself. You're going to build on new additions to it, or just add on as far as inner?
Right, we're building a new wing that will be 45,000 square feet.
Now the wing itself, I'm told, is going to almost double your tourism. It's going to double the amount of money that's coming into Strasburg too, right?
We call it economic impact. And, by enhancing the museum and enlarging the museum, we feel we'll attract more visitors, and also will hold visitors longer in the area.
I guess it's going to bring, well, right now it brings $2.6 million in revenue to Strasburg, and from my understanding, it's going to double that. And I think you said, what, 150,000 tourist people come by?
The current visitation is 150,000 a year.
Now, this is the kickoff to a program that Governor Casey's been doing all year. What's that program called?
Operation Jumpstart.
Jumpstart,
is the name of it.
And what is the main purpose of Operation Jumpstart?
To spur the economy, and obviously with the construction project underway, that'll mean jobs. With the museum expanding, it'll mean all kinds of new projects going on, helping employment and purchase of materials in the local economy. So it's just a good thing for the Lancaster area.
Now the museum's been open, as you said, since 1975, and it holds a lot of historic artifacts. Exactly what are some of the ones that are in there?
Most of them are the lone survivors of their type. Locomotives, historic steam locomotives, electric locomotives, passenger cars, freight cars, things that people built here in Pennsylvania, things that were operated here in the state. So they have a lot of historic significance for the Commonwealth.
Okay. Now, Thomas, right down the street, as we were coming in today, right down the street, I seen this sign, Choo Choo Barn, and I knew exactly we were going to be talking to the guy later on. Exactly what is the Choo Choo Barn?
Well, the Choo Choo Barn is actually a 1,700 square foot model railroad exhibit using Lancaster County as its theme. We use it in Lionel scale because we started off, my father started in 1945 by buying one train set to go around a Christmas tree. And then in 1961, when the railroad was only 2 years old as a tourist railroad, got the bright idea of opening up a model train exhibit, charging admission, and seeing what would happen. Since we've been in business 30 years, we've tripled the display in size. We start off with 6 trains and 6 animations, which are little moving figures and vehicles. Now we have 13 trains and over 135 animations.
But the Choo Choo Barn has two different aspects, right?
Right. We also have right next door to us, we own a store called the Strasburg Train Shop, which is a model railroad hobby shop. It's 2,000 square feet of nothing but model railroad supplies and trains and scenery, tools, everything you need to build and maintain your model railroad.
Now, the railroad supplies, is it just strictly for model railroad? Do, like, let's say here at the Strasburg Railroad, if they have a problem, do they come to you too?
No, this is strictly
just
model just strictly for model trains. We also have a store called Railroad Books and Videos too that has, but now that's a lot of real train videos, real train books, and we also sell used trains and a lot of train novelty items too.
Okay, speaking of novelty items, you have a few of them right here. I'll explain some of the stuff that you have here.
All right, I brought along a little bit of everything, as far as to show the size of some of the trains that are available, going from the small one, which is the N-gauge train here.
Right there, right?
Right. This is HO, which this is a GG1, of which over in the Railroad Museum is number 4800, which is the first GG1 made. This is
GG1,
right. That was a type of train, right?
Okay,
electric.
Okay.
This is actually a Beam liquor train. The Beam liquor company came out with a whole series of trains, so I brought that along. Just
Jim Beam.
Yep, Jim Beam. You got it. And this is a Lionel train. This is their replica of the T1, the Reading T1. This is a German train. It's a G scale, which is a little bit bigger yet.
Okay.
The company is called LGB, and they're
Now, you're
from
saying
Germany.
that this is a German train. I was
Right.
going to say, is it actually from Germany?
It's from Germany, yes.
It was made there.
It's made there
Okay.
and brought in the United States.
That
And
makes it a collector's item.
No, not necessarily, because they're available at all times. It's just that it's another company that makes toy trains that run here in the United States.
Okay.
This is a standard gauge train, and if a lot of the older people will remember standard gauge from back pre-war days when trains were made of tin, metal, what have you, that were the real big stuff.
Okay.
This is back in the 20s and the 30s, that when model trains were first started, or toy trains were first started. I also brought some track here to show the difference between the sizes of track of the major brands and the major sizes. Here's N gauge, HO.
Now this one right here, I'll tip it up just so we can see it, but this one right here has 3 different rails.
Right, that's old standard gauge, which this train would fit onto. The Lionel is the same way with the 3 rails. Lionel started out with 3 rails back when they first started with trains, and stayed with the 3 rails. It takes a center pickup from the train to actually get the
now what's this?
voltage.
What's this big guy right here, though?
This big guy here is what I would say is going to have the youngsters, the next generation, stay interested in trains.
Oh, really?
In model trains, yes.
Why is
This is
that?
Thomas the Tank Engine. He's originated over in England. There are a series of children's books by the Reverend Audrey. He wrote these books for his son, and now they have come out with a whole line of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends items from, as you can see, this large plush. We have the small die-cast pieces over here. There's backpacks and shirts and everything, and this is really going to keep the kids involved in trains for a long time.
We hope so. Hopefully keep you in business for a while, too.
I think it will, and we have a large supply.
Tom, thanks for joining us.
Thank you
Robert,
very
thank
much.
you, and continued success with the museum, too.
Thank you.
Okay? Stay tuned. When we come back with Live, we're going to be joined by Red himself again. So stay tuned.